women do not date out of their race enough, and God, please release my sisters from the shackle of only dating black men. I feel like it's time for us to explore our options. It's way more of life to see, way more experiences to have.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So as per the title guys, you can see we have two Dusty of the day. The first of them is David Banner and the other one is the colorist himself, the Dusty Chris Brown. So we already know David Banner, this male is the epitome of dust. This male recently, he went on an interview and he was sitting down just talking about a bunch of different stuff. But this male decided that he was also going to come out here and say that he felt like the black community didn't do a good enough job by protecting Chris Brown after he came out here and he violated Rihanna so badly. I also think that it is quite interesting that these men literally, when another one of themselves, they come out here and they violate, whether that's a black woman, whether that's a mixed woman, literally any group of women. You guys notice how these males are continuously coming out here. Instead of them condoning this behavior, they're going to come out here and say, well, what did this person did that this male felt the need that he had to do this? What did she do? In this situation, even though Chris Brown was a 20-year-old grown-ass man, and this male is coming out here and calling him a child. Notice when black girls were 14, 15-year-old, these male will be addressing us as women, but somehow the goalposts always seem to shift when it pertains to one of these lowest hanging fruit of society. This male was 20 years old, grown-ass male, and this male is coming out here saying that he was a child, and the black community, instead of coming together and protecting him, they just decided that they were going to feed him to the wolf. Basically, he said that they were trying to the L-word this child. Just so disgusting. Listen to the brief clip of what this Dusty had to say, and then we will come back with more.
Even when all that stuff happened with Chris, bro, he was a child. He wasn't even 21 yet, bro. Right. You had these grown-up people literally trying to lynch a child. Yeah. And I'm not even saying whether he did right or wrong, but he was a kid, though. You don't do children like that.
So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Again, I think it is quite interesting that this male is coming out here saying that they were both kids. Okay, let's run with that narrative for a bit. So you're saying, regardless of them being these quote unquote both kids, as you're saying, so you're telling me that this kid should be okay with him coming out here and taking advantage of the other kid? And I'm getting that correct? Again, ladies and gentlemen, these will be the type of very much waste of sperm that will be coming out here talking about the foundation of the black family. Meanwhile, this is a grown-ass male. I think this male is either 50 or 51. We already know he has never been married. Even though he don't have a wife, you do know that he have baby mamas, right? Because I think it is quite interesting that these male will continuously be coming out here and saying, black woman, you're the biggest group of single baby mama. And guys, don't get me wrong. I know that these male, they're illiterate. These male can't count. These male will always be coming out here. And somehow these males seem to believe that these women that are single baby mama, these women somehow just magically climb on top of themselves and got pregnant. To be honest, guys, I truly think that black male are the biggest embarrassment that has been planted on this planet Earth. These male will be coming out here talking about the black community didn't do a good enough job by protecting this abuser. Far as I'm concerned, the colorist Chris Brown, he's always out here releasing album. He's always going on sellout tour. We have been seeing over and over a lot of low self-esteem black woman has been going to his concert, paying what? I think over $1,000 so they can take all of these inappropriate photos with him. Meanwhile, Chris Brown has a reputation of him not allowing black women around him. There was so many black girls. I would say there was this trend going on maybe 2-3 years ago where so much dark-skinned black women, they came out here and they were talking about all of the negative encounters that they were having with the colorist Chris Brown. And once again, ladies and gentlemen, You guys know I will never put all of the blame on these male because I think Chris Brown has done a very good job by coming out here and letting us black women know how he feels about us. And we already know this hatred is more profound for us melanin goddesses. But this is why I continue to say, black women, if these self-hating male, they has made it very clear about how they feel about y'all, why do you guys continue to go out here and support their project? Why do you guys continue to go out here and want to be in their close proximity? Just why? At the end of the day, Chris Brown, regardless of he hating black women gut, don't you think if y'all are stupid enough to go out here and spend over $1,000 to take a photo with him, don't y'all know that he's gonna take that hard-earning $1,000 that y'all had to work so hard for, and he's gonna go and spend it on his preference? Black women, y'all need to do better too. This is why I continue to say, whether it's a self-hating black male such as David Banner, or I do believe that Chris Brown is mixed, but if not, regardless, at the end of the day, all of these males, they have the same disgusting ideology. They hate you, black woman. You need to get this to your head. Stop going out here. Stop supporting these males. Stop giving them your hard-earning money also that they can go out here and spend on the woman that they deem to be so much better than y'all. Just stop doing it already. You guys know we had to hop into the comment section to see what people are sounding off saying. And this first commentator say, why? Chris Brown doesn't like women, my complexion. Let the woman he having his kid with, let their community protect him. Exactly, black woman. Finally, even though a lot of people continuously come out here and talk about the internet being so toxic, I do feel like a lot of black women, because of the internet, they're now understanding the profound hatred that these male has for us. Because again, just like this lady say, this male has made it very clear how he feel about us. Why do these male, regardless of them continuously coming out here violating us, mistreating us, shouting on top of their dirty lung how they feel about us, why is it whenever they're in hot water, the same woman that they despise so profoundly, why is it that they're always coming to us? And I do feel like the reason why is because for the longest of time, a lot of black women, regardless of them knowing how these male feel about us, oftentimes we would have seen a lot of black women coming out here putting their life on the front line, literally risking their entire life while going out here advocating for these male, protesting for these male, having law passed to benefit these male. When these male, on the other hand, when these male do have that little dusty authority figure, we already know instead of them coming out here and trying to uplift black women, we already know they're going to try to utilize that so that they can suppress black women. So this is why I feel like it is so imperative for me and other content creators to continue to talk about these type of issue, because yeah, even though I wish that more and more black women would wake up quicker, we know that slow progress is better than no progress, right? So this other commentator say, I 100% agree. Both Chris and Rihanna were very young and entitled to make mistakes like we all did. We already know we're always going to have the pick-me-sha, as well as the lowest hanging fruit of society coming out here and siding with these low-hanging fruit, ultimately just coming out here running amok. Obviously, we have another Dusty that supports the Dusty David Banner. He said he's right. This one say he should have said this while it was happening back then. This one say at this moment, Chris Brown is the least of our worries. This one say we don't protect our community because we are too busy trying to prove to the white world about fairness when they're none for us. This Pygmisha say JC had no business doing that, Chris Brown. And I don't know what this Pygmisha is trying to write, but once again, because of women with no self-esteem like this Pygmisha here, is why we continuously have the lowest hanging fruit of society coming out here literally just running amok. Because at the end of the day, these male can come out here, they can violate women, they can literally unalive a black woman every 5.5 hours, and somehow we're always gonna find these Pygmisha, as well as the rest of the lowest hanging fruit of society, coming out here basically supporting this very much disgusting behavior. This one say they were both teenager in a very adult world. It was just wrong 360 degrees. This one say I agree. He was a baby and he needed some direction towards right from wrong. Again, we have another pick Misha coming out here calling a grown-ass 20-year-old Dusty a baby. Again, had the roles been reversed, you guys know that Rihanna somehow she would have been a grown adult and she should have known better, right? Again, they're always moving the goalposts when it pertains to the lowest hanging fruit of society. This one say he was 20. That's a grown man. Finally, someone with some sense. This one say, well, I did and still love him. Of course you do, pick Misha, and I love this for you. But ask him if he feel the same way about you, considering that you're a black woman. We know what the answer is going to be. But Misha continued to say, I don't care for Rihanna because she knows she was at fault. Every woman knows she's snapping if she see a text from another female on her man phone. They were in Porsche again. Misha basically coming out here siding with an abuser while also simultaneously blaming the victim as to why the perpetrator came out here and violated her. Like, black woman, like, oh my God. And as you guys can see, based on this profile photo, haven't I told you guys that whenever we see these type of rhetoric, it is usually by these older group of women? Younger black girls, stay away from these type of pick Misha because unfortunately, oftentimes I know we will have them as her mom, as her aunt, as her sisters, hell, sometimes even as her friends. But when you do start to realize these behavior that these low self-esteem black women tend to have, and they literally at their own detriment, they will come out here and trying to put the blame on the victim rather than on the perpetrator. These women y'all really need to stay away from, because when you do happen to fall into a predicament, guess what? Just how they're blaming these other victims, they're going to do precisely the same thing with you. And lastly, guys, I want to conclude this video with this comment that you guys are viewing here. So as you guys can see, this commentator say, I'm with you, David Banner. Chris Brown needed the law and protection too. He letting all the haters know. And once again, we already know we can count on the pick Misha as well as the lowest hanging fruit of society to come out here and basically defend degeneracy, right? Nonetheless, guys, this is all that I have to say on this whole predicament. I would love to hear what you guys have to say about the Dusty David Banner coming out here saying this grown-ass 20-year-old man, Chris Brown, he should have been protected more by the black community because he was only a baby. He basically did what he did to Rihanna. Based upon what this pick Misha just say, I can assure you guys, David Banner would be another Dusty to come out here and say, well, Rihanna probably got what she deserved. Again, guys, what are your thoughts and opinions? Please get in the comment section down below. And I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye, guys.
Black women, it's time to hold ourselves accountable because we are reaping what we sowed. We have lied and gassed black men up for centuries, letting them think that they are kings with no kingdoms, letting them think that they are the emperor when they are naked. And now we are dealing with the consequences of those actions. Instead of being honest with black men and requiring them to do better for not only themselves, but the community that they helped create, we have allowed them to tear it apart and then put it back together quietly behind their backs and then still let them get the credit for it.